want to introduce Gary Wu. He is with Lotus Cleaver, one of the owners. Welcome to the show, Gary. Great to have you here. And thank you for coming in on 4th of July. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it's always fun to be here.
Although we're not making an all-American dish, we are making an Asian dish, and our country is full of different cultures, so we welcome that here on our show. What are you making for us today?
Well, you know, for Chinese cuisine, we have barbecue too. We're going to make our char siu pork, which is a classic Chinese way of barbecue.
Okay, can you go ahead and take us through? You're going to be marinating.
Correct.
This.
So,
well, and before you begin with the marinade, I just want to talk about this piece of meat. What is this exactly?
yeah, this is it's called a Boston butt. It's a piece of pork from the shoulder end. It's readily available in any American market or grocery store. Just pick it up and look for either pork shoulder or Boston butt.
That is a really beautiful piece of meat right there. Looks like a steak.
Yeah.
To me. So the first thing you're going to take us through is the marinade process, right?
Right. So in Chinese barbecue, a lot of it is marinating the meat first to inject some flavor into the meat. So what I have is a very simple and traditional marinade. Most of these ingredients you can get in a grocery store. I'm going to start with what we call oyster sauce.
Yes.
Oyster sauce in the...
That's very popular and traditional in any Asian dish. I
yes.
know if I ever make it at home, that's what the recipe calls for.
Exactly. And it adds a lot of like deep depth to the marinade. Then we're going to add some little soy sauce in here. And then this soy sauce we're using is a dark soy. It has a little bit more concentrated flavor.
Well, it looked a little thicker to me also.
Exactly.
Not the regular soy that I would keep in my refrigerator. That makes sense what you're saying now.
Yeah, so then the dark soy is aged a little longer, so it has a little more deeper flavor. We're going to just go in with a little bit of water. This is sesame paste. Sesame paste, just tahini or anything like that, just kind of that raw, nutty flavor.
And then following the sesame paste, what do you have next?
We have hoisin sauce.
Yes.
And then last but not least...
all that is sugar?
Sugar. Lots of sugar. Because the piece of meat we have is pretty thick. We want a very strong marinade, just so it kind of penetrates through. I'm just going to stir this all together. Yep.
And that's... what's the reason for a lot of sugar then? Does that help penetrate it more? And
I'll show you this a little bit later. The sugar actually caramelizes when you marinate, when you cook it. That way it adds a lot of that depth flavor. Yep, so we're always trying to build lots of layers of flavor, and that's what we think about when we make marinades.
All right, so you've mixed the ingredients up, making a marinade.
Yep.
At what point then do we put in the meat, and for how long is your suggestion?
So this marinade is ready. Okay. Yep. Then I'm just going to place the pork in there. Just want to coat it well. And then the marinade itself is up to you. I mean, if you are in a rush, 3 or 4 hours would be perfect, plenty of time. But at best, I think overnight is the ideal time to...
sealed plastic bag in the refrigerator?
Exactly.
And now if I do take it out overnight, how long do I have to leave it on my kitchen counter so it can get to room temperature, or is that not a suggestion?
That's, for us, that's we don't really do that in Chinese cuisine. So once it's out of the marinade, you just kind of want to wipe the marinade off and then just roast it. And Chinese barbecue is different in the sense that instead of low and slow, like Texas style, we do high and fast. So it's going to be a really high heat, really strong for just to get that char.
So as you plate the final product for us, because I know we're running out of time here, I do want to talk about Lotus Cleaver, brand new restaurant over at Domain Northside, and you can plate it for us as you're working on it, or give us the finished product.
Yep. This is the char siu roast pork we just roasted. Lotus Cleaver. We're a Cantonese-style restaurant. Our menu is more classic Chinese, but we try to have fun with our food.
Are you open today?
We are not open today, but we'll be open this weekend, starting tomorrow. But yeah, we try to bring in classic Chinese flavors and with a little bit of a twist, a little classic barbecue, stir-fried dishes.
Were you going to caramelize some stuff for us? Okay, let's put the final touch on it. We cannot miss this.
Basically, what we like to do,
of the show, friends.
This is the twist for ours, so I'm going to get my little lighter started. And then
you got fire.
Go with a little sugar, and then just torch it up. And this is what I'm talking about, adds a little more depth of flavor. When we have that burnt sugar on the outside, it gets very crunchy, and if you can smell it, it smells a little burnt too, which we like. There we go.
Don't try that at home, folks. Leave it to the professionals. That's why you need to go out and visit Lotus Cleaver, Domain Northside on Rock Rose. Congratulations on the new restaurant. You guys are open tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Okay, there you have it. Gary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.